Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are going to learn how to undo meditation. We are not going to do meditation. Undoing meditation. When it is a verb, it becomes an action. When it is a noun, it becomes an experience. For example, love. When love is a verb, then a boy falls in love with a girl and gets hurt, and that hurting is called as marriage. It is an action. Then love is also a noun. The mother has love for the child. She does not love the child as an action, but love is her experience. So when love is a verb, we fall in love. By mistake, this is the right phrase. I have fallen in love. You can never rise in love. You will fall. But when the love is an experience, mother never falls in love. She rises in love. If this is clear, exactly the same way, meditation, when it is done, you will fall in meditation. And when meditation is an experience, you will rise in meditation. So the first step we have to understand that meditation is never done. Those who do meditation, what is their tragedy? Half an hour meditation, rest of the day frustration. Because they are going the wrong way. Make it clear to your understanding. That which is gained through knowledge is never created. And that which is gained through action, karma, it is never lasting. It ends after some time. Because karma or action has a beginning, whichever has a beginning has an end. Therefore, meditation has to be recognized as an experience. Now the action is time bound. Anything which begins in time will end after some time. Anything you take. But that which is not beginning, it will not end. So now let us find out what are the experiences which have a beginning and which have an end, and what are those experiences which do not have beginning and do not have end. So do we want to be happy only for some time or all the time? Normally, our happiness is time bound. Like you all got married. Now tell me, who got married to become miserable? Nobody gets married to become miserable. Next question I will not ask. You know it. See? But in being, there is no effort. In becoming, there are lots of efforts. So we have to again and again recognize this principle. We have to live in meditation 24/7. And it can happen only through wisdom, through understanding, and by analyzing our everyday experiences. So let us collect some data from our day-to-day experiences. Wherever there is a gati, movement, it will begin and it will end. Any movement. Like I am talking to you, our satsanga began. It will end also. Thank God. See? In the same manner, if our meditation will begin, it will end. So then what remains is the frustration. See? Therefore, wherever there is a movement, it is called technically samsarati iti samsaraha. Samsarati moves. That which is a movement is samsara. How the movement happens? Movement happens, you must have experienced this. When we are flying or going by train, and if we sleep, and when we wake up, oh God, 4 hours I was sleeping. So that 4 hours time did not exist for us. Then how it is created? We slept at 6 o'clock, and when we woke up, it was 10 o'clock. Oh God, I was sleeping. Because in deep sleep, there is no movement. Be attentive. Movement happens only in the mind. And the mind is the platform where movements are recorded. And therefore, if this is the story, then we all unknowingly know this, but we do not use this knowledge to our day-to-day experiences. How do we know this thing? Any Tom, Dick and Harry, when talks about meditation, is what? Sit quiet, don't move. Meaning, movement is samsara, not moving is meditation. So, don't breathe, you will be in meditation. No. Therefore, how the movement is recorded and established? Movement is recorded or established by establishing a sequence. Morning, 6 o'clock, I woke up. Then at 6:30, I took a cup of tea. Then I went for a walk. Then I came down. Then one after another sequence. When we go to sleep, I went to sleep, over. No movement. No time is born. Therefore, conclusion is we have to migrate from changing to the changeless. And this migration is not in action, but in understanding. We don't have to do anything. Just observe and learn from every change that is happening around us. See, if you are standing in front of Ganges, take a glass of water from the flowing Ganges, and then after 2 seconds, take another glass. Is it the same Ganges? Constantly changing. Water is not stagnant, it's changing. But what is our knowledge? It is the same Ganges I am seeing. So changes are happening, but we are not recording them. And no change can be established without reference to the changeless. See? Next time when you fly, I do all these experiments in my life. When you fly, and when the flight is very high, no clouds even, then you look outside. You don't get the experience that we are moving because there is no reference. And when our flight is landing, that time it is going very slow. We can see the houses or mountains or rivers, anything. There we can feel, yes, the flight is moving. Be very attentive. But it is going very slow. The moment it lands, we feel the speed has increased because reference is that of the ground, which is stable. So, what is the conclusion? Changes are established only with reference to the changeless. Now, the question is, where are we lost? We are lost only in the changes. See, the world is changing so much. He was not like that before marriage, but now he has changed. Our attention is on the changes. When I was young, I could lift at a time 20 kilos. Now I can't lift. Even if I had to lift 2 papad, I had to think twice. So be attentive. The one who is observing and recording the changes is the same. He was earlier when he was able to lift the heavy weights. Now he cannot. So where the changes are happening? The changes are happening in the body, in the strength. But the one who is recording the changes, he is the same. The one who has gone through the childhood experiences, the one who is going through the teenage experiences, the one who is in the middle age experiences, and the one who is in the old age experience, are they different? They're the same. So this changeless substratum, when we abide in that, we are living in meditation. But normally what happens? All our attention is on the changing phenomena. So what is meditation therefore? Change your focal length. And to change focal length, we have to learn how one can remain associated with the changeless. This is here the principle of time we have to understand. Normally, what we misunderstand, Time means what? 1 hour, 2 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, months, years, Satyayug, Tretayug. This is not time. This is measurement of time. When I say 1 kilometer, is it an object? Where is 1 kilometer? Show me. Not like that. This point to that point is 1 kilometer. 5 liters of what? No, only 5 liters. Is it an object? No. It's a measurement of the liquids. So, kilometers, measurement of distances. Liters, measurement of liquids. Minutes, hours, days, nights, measurement of time. What is time? Time doesn't change. This topic comes in Bhagavad Gita. In the 11th chapter, when Bhagavan Sri Krishna shows his Vishwaroop, initially, goody, 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 Arjuna was very happy. And then he showed the whole world is entering in his mouth and he was eating it. Somebody's head is coming in between his teeth. Somebody's legs are coming and he takes out his tongue and swallowing them, chewing them. When that was seen by Arjun, he gets confused, chaotic and fearful. Then he asked Bhagavan, Ko Bhavanugra Rupaha? Who are you, the terrible one? Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Kalosmi lokakshayakut pravriddha. What is the Kala? Kala is that principle which establishes the changes without undergoing any change. Changes happen in Prakriti. Now tell me what we have done to attain our present age. What we have done? Many old people have got that dumb thinking. See? These days, children don't respect the elders. What is your contribution that you are grown up? Think. But we all know. I was a child, childhood has gone. I was a teenager, teenager has gone. I was a middle-aged has gone. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhirastatra na muhyati. So what is meditation? Meditation is consciously remain associated with the unchanging world and don't get carried away by the changes which are happening in this world. And world means ourselves. You cannot stop it. It will happen. So where do you associate yourself? See? If you associate yourself with a wife, then you are bound to be husband. But if you associate it with the wife only when you are in front of her, rest of the time remain as a man. But then we carry the burden of the wife wherever we go and all the time frustrated. No, play different roles. So what is living in meditation? We all have to play different roles in life. Therefore, what is meditation? Wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. You are in meditation. So, foundation, husband. Role, a foundation man. Role, husband. play the role perfectly well. So, when we are playing the role, changes appear, but the substratum supporting the changes doesn't change. When an actor acts on the stage, Chhatrapati Shivaji, that time also he knows he is not even an ordinary pati. Forget about Chhatrapati. But the way he acts on the stage, aha. So even when he is acting as a Chhatrapati, he is 100% knowing he is not even an ordinary pati. Nobody wants to get married to him. But will he get influenced by that when he's playing the role? No. That time he's playing the role. Exactly the same way. Meditation is a drama. Play the role. Whatever role we have to play in life. Morning time, the children have to get ready and go to school. The husband has to go for work. And this Mahamaya wants to do meditation in the morning when they are all requiring her. No. Do your spiritual practice in your time, not in somebody else's time. See? Therefore, what is meditation? Therefore, living in meditation. Living in meditation is number one, wherever we are, we should learn to remain 100%. Because when we go in the past and the future, the movement of the mind. And when you remain in the present, as you are now, with this poise, undisturbed, when we play the different roles, we are living in meditation. So 24/7, we have to live in meditation. We are not creating anything. It is our natural status. Now, to get firmly rooted in this, great teachers have told many techniques. And these are all only observations. That which is finite is subject to change. Because that which is finite is created in time, modifies through time, and ends after some time. Anything that is created. But all these creations are supported by the uncreated substratum. So this is the principle. Now apply this principle to gain or to recognize this experience. What we call technically pratyabhijna. Pratyabhijnayate. राहुस्यांत दिवांकुरो जगदिदम प्रांग निर्विकल्पम पुनः सन्मात्र करणोपसंहरणतः यो भू सुषुप्त पुमान. Like the sun is eaten by the Rahu and therefore it appears an eclipse. And again the sun comes out and again the day begins. In the same manner, when we are no more identified with the body, everything disappears. Again the body identification, everything comes. This is going on incessantly. And therefore, We have to recognize this unchanging, uncreated, unending, ever presence, not present. Past is tense, future is tense. When we are living in tenses, presence becomes present. But when we are no more living in the past and the future tense, then present is also not a tense. So let us play meditation. What is finite? Finite are words. They begin in time, they remain for some time, they end after some time. Any word. Which word? Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. How many times we chanted? 3 times. Why 3 times? Because between two Sri Rams there was silence. Unless we establish the silence between the two Sri Ram, they cannot be labeled as three, is it not? So are we listening only the sounds, or we are also listening the silence? Recognize this. Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. So we are hearing both sounds and silence. Sounds are finite, and when we keep on chanting one after another, a sequence is created, a flow is created, and we get carried away by the flow. Now, next experiment. We widen the gap between two sounds. Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. Now, in this experiment, our attention has changed from the sounds to the silence. Silence is not created, sounds are created. Therefore, silence is infinite, sounds are finite. Now, one step further. Sounds also we supported, silence also we supported. Sounds are, and silence is absence of sounds. Now see the verbs. Sounds are, plural. Do we say silence are? Silence is. So silence is one. So we started from the many, we come to the one. Thereafter, We are present in both the cases, presence of the sound and absence of the sound. Therefore, what is our position? We are beyond presence and absence. We have not done anything, only correct the focal length. When we are focusing on the sounds, we will be disturbed. When we are focusing on the silence, we will be afraid. Many people cannot stand silence. They are afraid. That which supports both the presence and absence is beyond presence and absence. And therefore, yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasa. Now our present experience is like the space. Space supports all the four elements, rejects none of them. At the same time, doesn't get influenced by their presence or changes. So, for us to understand, space is living in meditation. Earth undergoes modification, so too the remaining three. All modifications are supported by the space, doesn't get influenced by them. Living in this undisturbed experience under all conditions is living in meditation. And the best part is, we don't have to do anything. That is our natural state. When we open our eyes, what we have to do to see the colors and forms? Nothing. When we stand in front of the mirror, what we have to do for our reflection to happen in the mirror? What the mirror has to do to create a reflection? So recognize this principle. When our eyes are open, all colors and forms are seen. When more things are added, does it become a burden to the vision? When they are taken away, Is it a loss to the vision? So, our vision is in meditation. When, when we are not influenced by any color and any form, our vision is in meditation. We are in meditation when miseries don't make us miserable and happiness doesn't make us crazy. Because the rule is the illumined cannot influence the illuminator. Good thoughts supported by the mind, bad thoughts supported by the mind. Therefore, mind is beyond good and bad. As we are in the proximity of the space all the time, much more than that, we are in the proximity of our divine self. Only recognize this. Your thinking has stopped. You cannot describe this experience. Nor can you deny this uncreated presence that we are. Past comes and goes, future comes and goes. Present neither comes nor goes because it is presence. Your body has become still. Your breathing has become slow and shallow. Your mind is quiet. At this moment, we are nobody. So, living in meditation is remaining as nobody, at the same time playing the role of somebody as required in the drama of life. When we are not doing anything, there is no place for success or failure. Any thought that is erupting in your mind happens to somebody at the root of the thought. To play meditation, for time being, just become husband or wife and see what kind of thoughts come. Now, the second experiment, become parents or children and see what kind of thoughts come. Last experiment, remain as nobody. You will be now fully convinced living in meditation means remain as nobody. Remaining in this status of nobody means we are not any extraordinary. Like the space. Space is not holy in the temple and unholy in the toilet. When we are convinced of this, one day by the divine grace, we will discover that remaining as nobody is living in meditation. The moment somebody is born, samsara begins. While living in the samsara, we should play the role but abide in Mr. Nobody. when this is lived in and through all the experience years together, we somebody disappear and the Lord takes over. After He takes over, there is neither success nor failure. Life becomes effortless. Lesser the efforts, we are closer to our divine nature. Zero efforts, we are one with the divine. Like space has no efforts, support the elements and their changes, and yet remain uninfluenced. Then the struggle in our life, prove something to somebody, disappears. Neither we prove anything to anybody, nor we justify anything to anybody. प्रयत्न शैथिल्य अनंत समापत्तिभ्याम उत्तमा सहजावस्था मध्यमा ध्यान धारणा मूर्ति पूजा तो अधमा तीर्थ यात्रा अधमाधमा. Sahaja means there is zero struggle to achieve or to protect. Jnana dharana struggle, achieve something in meditation. Murti puja, a long list of demands. Tirtha yatra, if practice as time pass, it is meditation. If collecting impressions, samsara begins. If we see what has happened in last 1 hour, nothing has happened because we have not done anything. Only correcting our focal length from the changing to the changeless. See how effortlessly your body is still, breathing is slow and shallow. And we are in the rhythm of creation, not offbeat. We have not gained anything. We have not lost anything. And last but the most important, don't make any memory of this. If you will make a memory of this thing, you will like to repeat and you will talk about it. Truth cannot be repeated because one without a second cannot be spoken about because yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasa. This experience is beyond the scope of speech. So, what is to be done? Offer everything at the feet of the Lord and get away, emptying yourself fully. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.